Hey guys, what's up? It's Combat Saturday, and as usual, the weather forecast was wrong. I don't know any other job where you can be wrong this often and not get fired. But anyway, it's cold and it's wet. But anyway, here we are. Okay. So what I want to talk about is Centreline, being on center, what it really means, and some drills you can do to help develop that. Okay. Now, a lot of people believe they're on center, but I see people either leaning way far forward or way back. Okay, it's very common to see people when they're first learning how to punch and they're throwing a rear punch to come way off their rear foot at that, and they're leaning like this, or they're rising up, they're going like this. Very common mistakes. Okay, and Wing Chun we have the opposite problem where we have people leaning back like this. You know, like that. I once talked to a guy who told me that the reason why they do that is because they don't like headbutts and they want to keep away from the punches. Okay, now what if you got a guy with a monster reach? You're gonna lean back that far? Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay, you need to be centered. All right. Now there is the stance in the Wing Chun system which should actually teach you how to be centered, but unfortunately people for some reason throw it out the window. I can't explain it. I really can't. But anyway, I'm going to go over with you, okay? So, it's called the Character 2 Adduction Stance, also called a Yiji Kim Yung Da. It means like goat restraining stance, okay? Now, you look at the number 2 in the written Chinese language. By the way, I mean, I can't speak or write Chinese. I just know a few words here and there, okay? So, I mean, I'm not expert on this, but I know the number 2 is a long line followed by a short line right above it, okay? So your feet are going to be pigeon-toed like that, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my feet here, bend my legs, out, out, and out, okay? Now, some people just go out from the heels. I was actually taught to go out from the heels, just like right here. But I found that for me, you know, because I mean, I'm not a flyweight, okay? I just don't have enough of a stable base this way, so I like to give myself a little extra. And that's better for me, okay? But it's up to you. Either way works, okay? Now, you see here, I'm pigeon-toed here, so my feet go towards a tip of an imaginary triangle here, all right? But this is not a fighting stance. This is a training stance. It helps train your center, so you can move up and down. You can feel, okay, I'm solid here. I'm pretty solid, all right? Now, if I want to step, well, both feet are closed, so I can't really step this way. I would need to open one up to step, okay? But this is, again, a training stance, all right? Now, if I want to step, I would need to open a foot up, and now I can step. But you see, when you sink here, and all I do is turn my foot out, well, look at where I am. This is my centered stance, all right? It's not like here, it's not like here, it's right here, okay? I mean, why the hell people do this shit, I have no idea why. I don't know where the hell it comes from. It is so stupid, I can't explain it. But anyway, I'm not concerned about them. I want to teach you the real thing, okay? Here we go. And there, okay? And there. See, so when you have your feet like this, it represents having 2 of your rear legs. See, because here's a rear leg. Look, there's my rear leg, which I push off. And here's my other rear leg, and I push off, okay? And there's a shifting movement as well, okay? And that brings you to the next point, okay? Most people will shift on the heels of their feet, all right? And they'll tell you to do that, and they claim that doing so is centered, okay? And the problem is this, okay? You can't really fight biomechanics, okay? You cannot issue pressure or force from your feet unless it's coming from the ball of your foot, okay? You may try and do it on the heel. If you're shifting on your heel, what's gonna happen? A lot of people do this kind of thing, one thing, but even if you're good and you don't do that, your weight is too far backwards, and if you have your weight on the heel, you need to transfer to the ball of the foot first and then go forward. So the pressure should be on the ball of your foot, okay, or the center of your foot. Okay, more accurately, you know, kind of the middle part. So if I'm turning, you can see my feet here. Hold on, let me just come here again, okay? I'm turning here. See, I'm not doing this. I'm not going way off my center like that. I'm still in center, right? But I'm able to change angle quickly and generate power. Okay, that's the idea. And also reach. Okay, here's my square stance. I can get more reach this way. Okay, and that's the thing. Now, when I say pressure on the ball of your feet, it doesn't mean you have to have your heel sky high off the ground. Okay, but the pressure should be there. I mean, so if someone looks at your feet, they might not even know it's up at all. You might be able to slip a piece of paper under there. Okay, but the pressure is on the ball of your feet, and that way you can move easily in any direction, okay, without having to change the weight distribution of your feet, okay? All right, so here's the drill here, okay? Gonna open up in your stance here. 1, 2, 3. Practice, shift. Now do this in front of a mirror or some kind of a focal point, and try to make sure that you're doing it without going off center. Like, you don't want to be swinging out like this. Okay. Okay, remember, you are the one at the eye of the hurricane. All right? You're at the center. So, you know those toys, a spinning top? You go, ooh, spin around, and if something goes towards it, it'll go flying off. All right? That's kind of the idea. You want to be the spinning top, okay? So I'm here, boom, boom, and I'm spinning top. So I'm not going around my opponent. I'm making the opponent go around me, right? See? And then when time's right, I can step in, whatever, right? That movement actually has somewhat limited application in a real situation. It's more of a developmental drill. Okay, I mean, it could be used. It can be, but it's really more of a developmental drill to try and connect the body and feel your root and your center and all that stuff. Okay, so birds are out today. Okay, all right, here we go. So you're gonna go. So here we go. So down in your stance. Okay, down in your stance. Open, open, open. Then we're gonna go 1 step, 2 step. This is after you've done the shifting, okay? For like multiple times, okay? Step. Okay, that's the first one. Next one is step forwards and backwards, because what happens here is if I just do this and I step, maybe my weight is too far on one leg or the other. So you need to make sure you can step both directions, okay? And sideways too, but we'll get to that later, okay? So step, 1, 2. Feel center, step, shift, step, 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 step. See? So I shift. At no point am I ever losing my center. Okay? And last thing I want to cover is the difference between weight distribution and center. Okay? Now, people, there is no power in your strikes unless, or anything you do, grappling, joint loss, anything you do without some kind of weight transfer. Okay? Okay? And don't tell me some bullshit about chi. Don't tell me shit, okay? Understand proper weight transfer, leverage, connecting the whole body, and breathing properly. This is where power comes from, okay? Whatever mumbo jumbo you heard before, that's where power comes from, okay? And so if I'm moving, okay, and this is a good drill to develop proper body mechanics. But let's say if I want to throw a 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. You see how my weight shifts each time. So what I'm going to do to train that is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, 1. See, so I'm using my elbows and shoulder to kind of get it going. 1, 2, 3, right? And so when I'm doing that, I'm very careful to make sure that I never lose balance. I never lose my center at any point, okay? My weight might be more on this leg right now, a bit more, but my center, it's like a pole going through the top of your head and then down out through your butt and towards the ground, okay? All right? And so I'm centered at all times. Now, if I throw a hook, I go back on my rear leg, but I'm still centered, okay? I mean, an extreme example, a kick. You're completely on one leg. You have nothing on this leg, but you're still centered, okay? That's the thing, okay? So always remember that, okay? Always have to stay centered. So a good way to do that is to do that drill when I'm moving my weight around, all right? And do it, I mean, you wouldn't throw a 10 or 15 punch combo, okay? But do that 10 or 15 times and see if you lose your balance or you have to reset yourself. So come in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, 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 right? And just try and do this. See how each time, see, I'm moving around. I should never feel like I'm losing my center, okay? Okay, don't start that fast. Go slower, okay? But if you do this, and then you feel, oh, I'm too far forward, you know, then you'll know something's gone wrong. But you should be able to continually do that for 10 or 15 times without having to reset yourself, right? And if you can do that, then you know you're on center, okay? If you can't, then you've got a problem, okay? So again, the last thing is every drill you do, no matter what you do, you should always be able to close back into the Yi Kim Yung Ma stance. All right? So I'm here. Let's do the drill. Okay? I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever I'm doing. I'm just messing around here. Okay? Now here. There. No matter what you do, you can always close back into the stance the same way you opened it. Okay? Now if your feet are like this, I go, oh, let's close up that. Oh. Or if you're like this, oh, okay, here we go. Uh-oh, right? Then you know you made a mistake, okay? So the Yi Kim Yung Ma is quite brilliant, actually, but I mean, that stance is a fantastic training stance to understand your proper stance width, to understand your proper rooting, to understand your proper centering, your balance. It does so many things if you know how to use it properly, okay? Once again, I have no idea where the hell this bullshit comes from. This is so stupid. I can't even put into words. It is stupid, okay? But anyway, don't be one of those guys, okay? Do it properly, okay? This stance and the system works, okay? The fact that there are idiots out there, well, that's not really the system's problem. It's not really my problem either, okay? But the system works, okay? Trust the system and do that boxing drill when you're shifting your weight around, okay? So remember, go in the stance, shift, step, step, shift, step, step, and then do this weight transfer drill. Boom, 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 and then back into your stance. Okay. So these drills, you know, like many things, you know, the most important skills are not the flashy ones. Okay. There's nothing particularly flashy about this. All right. But this is your foundation. Okay. Don't worry about throwing fancy punches. Don't worry about having funny hand techniques, and don't worry about this kind of stuff, okay? Focus on these things, all right? My Sifu used to say to me that all these things are like arrowheads, okay? But this stuff, what we're doing right here, this is your bow, okay? And without a bow, without a good bow, you can have the best arrowheads in the world, the best arrows in the world, but without a good bow, it's all for shit, okay? So anyways, that's Comment Saturday. Hope you like this video. You have any questions, let me know, and talk to you soon.